Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. And I have Linda with me today, and we want to talk to you about something that has really become a big part for us to be able to express here. And that is, I want all you to know, as much as we talk about our bass tournaments and how bass has given us a visibility on the national picture, it's really made this town famous because people all over now see national ads and they see it on TV of the top professional anglers in the world coming to Meissner to try their luck and try to win the $100,000 prizes that come from these bass tournaments. But I want you all to realize that we've come to realize that we're not just bass, that this whole program that we've started to try to use fishing as something to build our area is far more than just the bass fishermen coming here. And Linda, you've been to these sports shows. Well, you've essentially been the big part of these sports shows. You set up our booth and you talk to everybody that comes in. And what have you observed that people really, what do you feel is drawing people to our area?
You know, Don, one of the wonderful parts of being at the sports shows is to listen to folks who either want to come or have come to Meissner. And for those who want to come, they ask the question, is there more there than just fishing? Which opens up the discussion of there are so many places that you can see things and do things when you're in
That
Meissner.
are unique to this area.
That are unique to this area. Just a couple that I bring to mind each time I talk to someone is we talk about the Meissner Museum, which is on Main Street and has some beautiful exhibits that the folks are absolutely amazed at when they come and have a tour. Or the Nicandry Nature Center, again, a beautiful place with interactive exhibits and the opportunity to see the real life animal exhibits, and sometimes you can participate in the feeding of these animals. This is just amazing. But there are even other things to do as well. You know, if you go a little bit outside of the village of Meissner, you have places where you can launch boats or kayaks or canoes. You can walk trails. They're really, and then if we even go beyond that, there is the Akwesasne Cultural Center, a beautiful place to learn about the Mohawk culture.
About one of our other neighbors. And you know, the other thing, Linda, that I wanted to bring out when I say we're not just bass, if you remember, well, not remember, it must drive you crazy thinking back to all the videos that I would ask you to put up at that moment. I'd be talking with people and they'd tell me what sort of interests them. And I believe that our biggest draw is families that want to come here and have a chance to catch one of our monster muskies, or they see the big walleyes. They see big fish that grow here, and it becomes like a bucket list to them. And I'm telling you that it's amazing how much the draw of our tributaries. That's our area is far more than just all the big smallmouth bass that live in the St. Lawrence River. As far as fishing goes, that's our draw to bring them here, to discover all the other charms of being in the North Country. But it's these other fish that really seem to steal the show at the sports shows.
That's very true. That's very true. There's one other thing that came to my mind as you were talking, Dawn, had to do with the woman, and here I'm diverging a bit to camping because folks enjoy camping in the outdoors. And do you remember the woman who came to the booth and she said, we misjudged where we were selecting our campsite, and we ended up at Coles Creek, but it was one of the most beautiful vacations we'd ever had.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is, why she misjudged is this had really nothing to do with you and me drawing people here.
No.
She had heard of the Thousand Islands, and she thought that's where she was going. And she says, but I'm glad I missed out on it, and ended up in Coles Creek. She just loved it.
Yes.
And she started raving about the grocery store in Waddington. Wasn't that where she was?
Yes. Yes,
You
she
know,
was. Yes.
so the impact of having people from other parts of the country that hear about our area and want to come here, and I want the local business people to understand that sometimes the impact is incredible. They find them by accident. They come here. She came to Coles Creek, and now she wants to come back again and again.
And she'll spread the word and tell her friends, and they'll come also.
Yes,
That's the
absolutely.
beauty of this.
So I just wanted people to realize that when we talk about our area in the fishing of this area, we're not just bass. We're all the other waters and all the other species that live in these waters, that share these waters with the bass. And that's what this fishing report is about. Is about letting people know the things that we discover as we go forward and trying to bring this area into the limelight of people's vacation plans. So thank you, Linda.
You're very welcome.
You certainly bring forth a lot more than I can do alone, and that's always been the case. Until next week, folks, this is Don Meissner and Linda McQuinn with the North Country Fishing Report.